you know, learning is of three types. One is scholastic learning. That is what we have undergone in the schools and colleges, where we learned by reading books and by listening to lectures. The other is intuitive learning, where a person learns from intuition. And the third is experiential learning, where a person learns from one's own experience. During this workshop, I propose to conduct a few exercises which will simulate certain experiences for you, and from which we will emerge with our own learnings. So I will start with the first exercise. The name of the exercise is tea, making tea. It is not making T-E-A-T, making the letter T. You will receive a packet which contains 4 pieces. You have to assemble them to make a perfect tea. The conditions are that you should not fold any piece, you should not cut any piece, you should not keep one above the other. You have to just only assemble them, but at the same time it should be a perfect T, a horizontal rectangle, and beneath that a vertical rectangle. You will receive the packets now. Other stores, I think there are. But now you have. Sorry, if you don't mind, you can. You want to show it? Yeah, that is yellow light. It should be like this. Shall I give the clue or? Yes, sir. Huh? Okay. See that the villain of the piece is the problem. It appears to be the problem. Actually, there lies the solution. Huh? The cut you see in that piece is this cut, this angle. That is 90 degrees. So if that comes here or here, it would enable you to make a perfect tea. You understood? See, that cut you are seeing, if you see, it is 90 degrees. Though it doesn't appear to be 90 degrees, it is 90 degrees. So that is this portion. This portion. See, that piece you are having should come here. The longest piece is the vertical piece. Minor mistake. You have done it almost correctly. That's all. Your name, please? Huh? Prakash has done it. Prakash has done it. This is your name? Janani has done. Your Janani only, no? Jen has done it. Sorry. Good. Your name, please? This is correct. Yes. Name? Sridevi. Miss Sridevi has done. Yes. Correct. Well, yeah, good. Come. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, correct. You got it now. All of you have got it. If you don't mind, please put the pieces back into the envelope and return to me. Yes. Yeah, with a little bit of encouragement you did. Yes, that's a fact. See, if I had asked you whether it is possible to use these pieces to make a perfect tea, then you might have said it is not possible, isn't it? Because I told you, you assemble it and you believed that it can be assembled to make a perfect tea. That is what made you to focus your attention. Otherwise you would have given up much earlier. Am I right? So when you had the hope, because I told that you have to assemble them to make a perfect tea, you got the message that using these 4 pieces a perfect tea can be made. If I had just inquired whether it is possible, within a minute you would have said it is not possible. So what does that convey? Yes, pardon me? Yes. You said something.
Students also have that kind of an opinion before we teach them whether they are going to learn it or not. It is we who have to make it much simpler for them to understand and grasp. From known things to unknown things.
Yes, from known things to unknown things. Right. And what was that? Things look impossible, but they can be made possible.
Give a reward and you can. It's like a reward and punishment. As teachers, we follow something known as reward and punishment. You try and reward the child, and you are sure to get an output from the child. You motivate the child by giving a little bit of, it's like you give a small nursery child saying that you keep quiet and I give you a chocolate. So the chocolate becomes a motivating factor for the child. So like how your clue turned out to be a motivating factor for her, the same way a reward for the child in future can be a motivating thing for him or her to do well.
Motivate children. When a child is struggling to do a mathematics sum, if you give such clues and still make the sum challenging, with all interest and enthusiasm he will get involved and do it. Any other learning? And this clue which I gave was in what form? It was concerning something in this. See, in the 4 pieces, this was the most difficult piece. That was what making you to struggle. Am I right? So the moment I said where that will come, it became easier. So what does that convey? Yeah, direct them in the proper way. Yes, then have patience. Yes, beautiful. Then see, in every problem there is a central idea. Once the central idea is fixed, others can be easily fixed around. So this was the central idea here. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale says, for every problem there is a soft spot. If you hammer at the soft spot, the problem will break open. Suppose you hammer at the hardest parts of the problem, only the hammer will break, it will not. Isn't it? Idea, once the central idea is fixed, others can be easily fixed around. A child appears to be a difficult child. You are not able to bring about a change in the behavior of the child. Something you have tried several times, told him several times, he is not changing. If you ask yourself, why, despite my telling so many times, he is not changing, you will realize that there is some problem, there is a central problem there, and you have not addressed that. Without addressing the central problem, you are trying to change. If only you talk to the child and find out what is troubling his mind, it may be a very simple issue. Once that is addressed, there will be a great improvement in his behavior. So understanding the cause of the problem is important. Once the root cause of the malady is diagnosed, a remedy can be found, and it will be a lasting solution. Anything else would you like to add to this? So what we learned are, one is nothing is impossible. Things only look impossible, they can be made possible. For every problem there is a central idea. Once the central idea is fixed, others can be fixed around. So the moment you realize that nothing is impossible and things only look impossible, you will continue to try. That will motivate you to continue to try and achieve. And that